Hi guys, we're outside again and I wanted to start a new recording today and I wanted to speak to you actually about a certain topic, and I will be assisted by the energy of original creative life force. However, I'm also going to share some of my knowledge and my experiences. The topic, I'm walking outside, so there are noises of people pumping air into their motorcycle. As now, there's also a lot of wind, so I actually hope you can hear me. I use a fluffy thingy on my microphone, and I actually have quite a nice microphone, so I hope this works out. The subject we're going to talk about today is, I hear the word limerence, but I actually wanted to say telepathy, since I actually think many people think that is a highly elevated spiritual skill that is far beyond their reach, and that they are never doing this telepathic communication ever, and that they have to achieve something outside of themselves to truly be able to telepathically connect to one another. This is a false belief, since every one of you, each and every one of you watching right now, are in constant telepathic communication. So how does that feel? I actually feel relief from that side of the screen. So how does this work? This actually comes from my experiences. Since September last year, I've actually noticed an up level in telepathic communication within my being, as I witnessed when I would think of someone or mention them, speech actually enhances it, because speaking is very powerful. We are all magicians in this realm. Nobody really understands this. That's the whole point of achieving more understanding. But I would then think of someone, and then it was like a minor awakening. I've had many of those minor awakening experiences. Maybe they're not minor, maybe they're major, it's just normal for me. So I would actually feel the presence of this person, and it's like thinking of that person would actually have them in my reach immediately. And it was more like the visions you get in the inner mind. It could be fantasy, but at that point I had already developed my senses, and these senses are always on. I just learned to discern more and more and trust it. So now I had this inner mind vision of this person that I was thinking of. This was thinking in a positive way, actually. It didn't feel like I was doing something bad, but always internally, you feel that it's kind of off to think something about someone. They're doing this super awesome thing, and I think they're awesome. That's already placing a projection or a thought on someone. This was a kind of thought that I had. Oh wow, they are doing this amazingly. But it felt like a judgment, and that it was already out of place for me to judge this person like that. So I actually got scared of this. It felt like I rang the telephone, but by dialing the first number of the telephone, I already had contact. So it felt like I was having this thought of this person, but while having the thought, immediately telling this person, and it felt so awkward. And it is very awkward. Like, you can compliment someone, but if it actually felt like judging them, but then on a positive note. Like other people would like not be as awesome or something. It would be like in this form of a comparison. So there I had it. Proof that telepathic communication is always on. The other person will notice. It doesn't matter how empathic or sensitive they are. They will notice. However, it can be subconscious. It can be on a very subconscious level that this other person notices. And the person might shove it away also, because when they're not conscious or not awake and not aware that this is a phenomenon that we're constantly doing, you don't trust these senses. That's what I said. I've developed this discernment and trust. I also developed these senses, of course. But it's not much of a development of the senses. They are already present. It's more that you start trusting yourself and start discerning what is yours and what is not. So when a person is not aware of their true center, their true being, how it actually feels to be in your own presence, that the only thing that is present in your energy is you. That has a certain frequency, a certain feeling. Your senses pick that up as you. This is you. And if then another energy arises in there, you will start to discern. If you never take the time to be truly silent, never take the time to really sit with yourself, never want to be alone. And some of us aren't that blessed to have the opportunity to be alone. Some of us really want to be alone. We will just have to find a way. Since this is the only way we can truly feel our own presence. And once we finally know that presence, we can finally understand what is us and what is not us. And I still have difficulty with that. I tell you that because I'm so aware and I'm so sensitive. I have finally reached a point that I can pinpoint in my surroundings who it is that is nervous, who it is that feels angry. I can even see and feel their thoughts. Because before, as a natural empath, I would actually feel that these thoughts and feelings were mine. And I would be such a nice empath. And I'm so good at regulating myself that I would pick this up as my own problem and fix it. But there's nothing to fix on an outside energy. You can never truly regulate someone else. You can only do that temporarily, since the source is still present. The source of the disruption is still present. So naturally, you will start to find out that this source isn't you. Because if it was you, you would have regulated it and fixed it by a certain time already. And this is a way, the more challenging way, to also learn discernment. So not only silence will do the trick. Silence is very beneficial. You can create silence everywhere. It doesn't have to be still outside of you. You just need a lot of mental focus. Now we come to the point of limerence. Since limerence is a term, I have not looked it up. It just came to my mind. And I have been taught by the divine for a couple of months now about this limerence. And there's a few stages in there. There's like this affectionate state, that you feel affection for someone. I think that lesson I've learned a couple of years ago. That there is a part of us that feels affection for things outside of us. I'll stop talking now. Let me go back. I don't think limerence is a trait in certain people. I think we all have, to a degree, an expression of limerence in us. I think it's part of us wanting to go home. We want to feel safe. We want to feel seen. We want to feel heard. And the more our childhood was difficult, the more we did not feel these things, we did not feel validation, the more likely it is that we will express this limerence in a grander way. There is this longing in there. We long for a home outside of us, something to make us feel safe, seen and heard. And in this behavior that comes with limerence, there's already a benefit to us. It already helps us achieve the goal. Since we want to control. We want to control knowing what it is the other person is doing. Knowing what it is that the other person is feeling about you. How they're thinking about you. How they see you. It's only an expression of a lack of love stemming from childhood in yourself and of yourself. You have not fully loved yourself first. And this is not at all unique. It's not a unique trait to you. Some people actually remind us of home. Some people trigger this thing in us. Home is nothing outside of you. Home is the place in your heart that you can finally call home. That you finally belong. And the only one that can do that to you, for you, is you. However, there are some people that resonate to our frequency that actually activate this feeling inside of us. So mind me, you're not crazy when you're experiencing a heightened form of limerence. You're not crazy at all. Some people trigger that in us. It can be the worst thing ever and the best thing, the sweetest thing ever. Since you're this close to what your heart calls home. You finally reached the end goal. But you haven't. You need to understand that some people activate this remembrance in you. I have learned the hard way. It's important to know that people can, it's not just people, it can be places and things as well. My experience was a person. I could see the stars in his eyes. I was 17, 18 years. I saw the stars. I saw home. Every time I saw his eyes. And I knew this was where I had to be. I had dreams with and of this person. I now hear that I activated him too. I will now pass a windmill, so I hope it won't be too loud. If you don't hear what I'm saying, then it's probably not meant to be heard by you. So I saw the stars. I felt all of his being. And it actually confused me. Because I wasn't really sure if I was feeling him. I actually felt a remembrance and a frequency. And I really longed for that frequency. I wanted it so, so bad. We actually started dating after I almost died. Since when I died, I kind of did. The only thing that I was missing was him. He would be the only thing that I would miss. I didn't want anything else. And then he started communicating with me and we started dating. This was the worst experience of my life. Since every time he was not around, I would completely die. And this time not really die, but emotionally it was the worst. I could not stop crying. I could only lie on the floor and it was like my whole internal system would completely be wrenched, drenched, and then wrenched again. I would be torn apart, ripped apart, and it didn't last long, since I knew there was a different path for me, that love was not supposed to be this hard. I ended it. I chose myself. I chose to not lie on the floor with all of these feelings that I did not have a place for. Did I not know that he triggered every single unhealed part of me in this? I don't even want to call it a relationship, but any relationship that you have in this world, you can call a relationship. I have a relationship to that pole, for example, because I'm now staring at it and it stares back at me. So, in this connection, it was the worst thing in my life. However, it got me on track. I wanted to go that way, but maybe I will continue this way and then go back. And now you get a view of the beautiful Dutch landscape. When this was over, now actually comes the part of the telepathic communication. I still longed for this connection, obviously, since it had me awakened to this place called home that I've already felt like I missed it for so long. I wanted nothing more than to be with him. But I also knew that physically I did not want to. However, I kept longing. And I didn't know that thinking of a person would actually start telepathic communication. I just felt him in my presence, and I felt myself in his presence. We still had dreams, I hear, of each other, so maybe it's completely reciprocated, I don't know. I've never seen him afterwards. I'm actually being called to stop there, since this is a private matter. Feels like a confession. So, if you're watching, then here's your confession. And for all the other watchers, here's my bare naked personality as a young child. They're asking me to go back to the love I felt. Yes, this is actually something I wanted to tell you. I will turn around. You will get to see a beautiful mill. The love I felt, I now have come to realize, was the love that got reflected back to me. It was my own love. It's the way I love the world. It's the way that I love people. It's the way that I love places and things. It's beyond bounds. It's very bare and naked. It's a love that simply wants to be. It wants closeness. It wants to elevate myself and the other person. And mind you, it's not for one person, it's for the whole world. I've actually gotten a mirror of my own reflection. I've gotten a reflection of my own love, my own huge heart. I saw the cosmic stars of my own heart. I've seen the power of my own love. And I actually could not handle the power of my own love. It was too big. I could not handle it. I did not have a channel for the amount of love that is in my heart. I did not have a reflection in my outside world that reflected back how it is you are supposed to love each other. I'm not sure how the wind is being filtered, so I will sometimes stop a bit. However, if it's not in any way, shape or form a good recording, then it must be so. There is no greater love than your own self-love. And self-love, I actually had an allergy for that word. I would really start gagging. The wind is like, yes, you did. I thought self-love was for like these hippie people, these other people that are constantly cuddling each other. I also thought that cuddling is love. Holding hands. Yep. It would make me feel nauseous, even seeing that. I thought you could just love, like the hard way. Like what's reflected in my surroundings, in the world outside of us. I'm going to a place where the wind is less profound, less in my face. I am not here to teach you. I am here to teach you, but I am not here to purge your limerence. I am not here to do the work for you. I'm here as a reflection, as a mirror, and as a guide for your own inner journey. You will have to do the work yourself. If it's not you, then nobody will do it for you. Even the most heightened empath cannot change that. You will have to go in your inner being and find out what this limerence is in your own being. What is it actually calling you? What is it calling out in you? Let it be a process that will unfold. For me, this took quite some time, since 18 years up to 34, still learning. So be gentle on yourself, but take responsibility, since I am now guiding you on this path, and I had no guide at all. You actually have a benefit. Might save you some years of trying to blindly walk that path. The universe is only here to help you see yourself as the beautiful thing you are. The big heart you carry. It is not for you to give it away to anyone. Anyone can reflect your big heart back to you, and it's up to you to reclaim the properties you have recovered in there. Since everything is merely a reflection of your own being. If you can see it outside of yourself, it is present in you. You can only recognize anything outside of you that is already within you. Counts for the negative things, but also for the positive things. I think that's where I started off with appreciation, since I learned that appreciation can be a neutral thing. However, applied within limerence, you might have a tendency to place yourself below the other person. Actually having seen something in them that you deem is not within you. However, it always is. It might just be heightened, but since you are the one experiencing that, another person might not even experience that in that other person. Let me see if it's available. Cool. You are here to tell a story. A love story. And it is the love story of your own heart. You are the one creating it, all by yourself, with every step you take. You are the one that needs to pick up the pieces, that needs to gather the information, that needs to put all the puzzles together. However, the puzzles are provided, the puzzle pieces. The puzzle is provided, even the drawing of the puzzle. It's all there. You need only to reclaim what is yours, to see in another what is within you, to reclaim what you have seen, to take ownership and mend your own heart, since only a mended heart will attract a whole love. A love that is whole will be reflected back to you when your inner love is whole as well. And that is actually what is meant by self-love. It's not look at me, I am so amazing. Since when you say look at me, you're actually pointing outside of yourself to people, places and things outside of yourself. And you actually ask them to provide you with an image of yourself in a worded way. Let me check if I didn't turn it off. No, it's still running. I've been on a path that would not reflect back my true self, that would not validate it. It would not even show tiny bits of what it is that is my true self. It would be shunned and ignored. It would be, now I see, shunned out of scaredness. The people were actually shying away of their own light that I was reflecting back. And it is only 1 year ago that I found out that this is the actual thing happening. It is my light in the world causing that. It's quite strong and triggering. So I had to figure this out all on my own. Nobody would help me. Not even the slightest freckle. And I'm completely okay with that, since I know where it came from and what it actually means about me. And I'm actually really happy now, in this point on my journey, coming so far, knowing that it actually opens my heart a big time, in a big way. So coming back to that telepathy, it was actually a warning, since I actually have heightened my senses so much that I can feel and see you when you think of me, when you speak of me. I know it, I feel it and I see it. And I don't think I'm very unique in that. It's just that I am aware of it. So it's a warning and a teaching as well. Know that the other person is picking you up. Also know that you are picking up on other people's thoughts. We are constantly in each other's thoughts. We are constantly creating this dramatic chaos, doing that, since we are in each other's thoughts, looking for ourselves. And this is the intention that makes you not see that you're in telepathic communication, since there is this heightened idea about telepathic communication. However, if you use your discernment, you use your interest, your knowledge, your capabilities to be curious, to go out there and to experience and experiment, you can find out how to truly communicate with telepathy. If you use it with a pure intention, it will actually go smoother. If you truly know yourself, you can also be open to the other person. You will finally see that the other person is also communicating back to you, that it's noticing you at least, and they might actually respond. You will have to have training for that. You will have to train yourself, since it's only in your own mental space that telepathy is a real thing. You will have to discern between fantasy, thoughts, forms, and true communication. You will have to truly know thyself for this, since if you truly know yourself, you can finally see what is not you and what is trying to communicate with you. And in the most true way, what they are actually saying, what they are actually communicating, and what they actually want to express. It's only for the people of pure intent, pure discretion, and true discernment to be truly in telepathic communication. It comes with a heightened form of compassion for yourself and for the other, since you will find the deeper forms of the other person in there, since telepathy is a form of communication in your deepest being. You will find many truths about the other, so you will have to be prepared to be bare and naked with yourself first, before you start to be bare and naked with the other person. And it might not even be a person. It can be trees, it can be flowers, it can be insects, it can be your pet, it can be anything. If you want to dance with life in this way, you will have to first dance with yourself. You will have to confront your shadows and be fully okay with them. Usually we shy more from our light than our darkness. However, to be fully vulnerable and seen in our darkness is the biggest fear we have. To be seen in our limerence, to be seen in our unconscious behavior, to be seen in our anger, to be seen when we draw a line, when we have boundaries, to be seen when we say no. We want to be liked. So we have to be okay to not be liked. Because in the paradoxical term, it will actually be true also that you will be liked more for it. Let me see if there's more, since I actually want to finish up here, but the channel keeps me going. And I think it's already very long. Yeah, I am here, less grounded, less regulated than usual. Since I felt the urge to create over the urge to come across perfectly. Since I see myself as someone that is grounded, I want to be seen as someone that is grounded and regulated. But I am not always grounded and regulated. Sometimes I feel nervous as well. Sometimes I don't know if I am doing the right thing. And that I am okay with, at this point in my journey, to be seen with. Since I am okay to see it in myself. To bear witness me to my fullest capacity, which is the dark and the light combined. And that is in itself quite powerful. You will reach a level of inner power when you get to that point. That is quite magnetic indeed. However, it's simply a call out to the people recognizing that that power is always within. It is never found without, it is always within. And you can only search harder when you haven't found it. It's not in any aspect of you, it is in all the aspects combined. And that's where I'm allowed to leave this message with you. Do not feel, I am not called to not take care of your feelings. You are allowed to feel whatever you feel after this message. And I hope you learned something from it. I hope you found something in it that reflects you in the most beautiful way. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my rant. And I will see and speak to you all in the next one. Bye.